Welcome to the Healthpreneur podcast. My name is Uriel Kame, New York Times bestselling author, former professional athlete, and founder of Healthpreneur, the world's leading company helping health and fitness experts start and scale high-end coaching businesses. If you want to attract more clients, learn how to convert them without feeling salesy, and deliver an amazing program for them on the back end, if you want to be inspired by what others just like you have gone through and how you can do the same no matter what life throws your way, then you are in the right place, because every single week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we're going to be bringing you the best to help you take your knowledge and expertise to the next level with your health or fitness coaching business. And if you enjoy what you see and hear and would like to take your business to the next level, then I invite you to check out our free online training over at healthpreneurgroup.com/training. And for now, let's get into today's episode. Hey, what's going on, guys? Special episode today. We are in the car. I'm actually driving to the University of Toronto right now as I'm recording this. I've got a meeting with our alumni, and we're talking about the future of the soccer program, all that good stuff. Anyways, the reason I wanted to shoot this video is I'm not often in the car for any appreciable length of time, so I figured let's make the most of this. Let's have a little conversation, and I hope this finds you well. The focus of this episode is really going to be about mindset. Now, in our last episode, we had a really great conversation with Brandy Lipscomb, who's one of our awesome clients, a naturopathic physician, moved away from 60 hours a week in the clinic, burning herself out, to stepping into the unknown and working with us and building a six-figure online business. It's pretty amazing, really amazing story. If you haven't yet watched or listened to that episode, just go back to the previous episode of the podcast. It's there, it's really good. And I wanted to just piggyback on what we talked about a little bit, but most specifically, one of the things that she mentioned is it's so amazing, when you hang around successful people. And again, successful in the sense of success being I set a goal and I move towards making it happen. That's what I define as success. Doesn't matter if it's finances or whatever else. Because what happens most of the time is people set a goal and then they let their mind get in the way, and they let their limiting beliefs and their self-doubt and their worry and all this nonsense that we all deal with, fear, get in the way of what they want to achieve. And so Brandy's conversation was so good, because for her it was like, yeah, she was fearful, but the big thing was she went through a year of massive personal growth. She read 35 books. She did a huge amount of stuff on her own development, and that gave her the courage to move into the unknown. And she's not some kind of superhuman, although I think she's pretty amazing and based on what she does. But here's the thing, is that you can do that too, right? You don't have to be ordained by the queen to do amazing things. It's really starting in your mind, thinking to yourself, I don't know necessarily how to do this, but I'm going to figure it out, and I'm not going to give up until I do. Because the alternative sucks. The alternative is I'm going to spend the rest of my life working for someone else who I can't stand working for, or I'm going to slave away in my clinic or in the gym, or just doing something that doesn't really fulfill me. And I know this thing that I'm starting is challenging. I know that I don't necessarily have all the answers yet. I know the tech is maybe a bit of a challenge, but you know what? I can figure it out. Oh, my camera just about took off there. I can figure this out, and I can get the support to help you figure this out. And that's the mindset that a winner has. And I think Brandy's a great example of someone who has that. So, she talked about she has no time for negativity. She has no time for living in self-doubt. And if she has a bad thought, immediately catches herself and changes. Here's another great story for you. I was just having dinner with my kids. We went to a sushi restaurant, and they love sushi. So our youngest one, Arlo, who's now 5, arguably, based on what I'm about to share with you, he likes to throw meltdowns. I don't have any patience for that stuff. I don't I don't get angry, but I just don't give in to the nonsense. So we're at a sushi restaurant. He's wearing a big winter jacket, and it's springtime. And, I try to teach them some table manners and so forth. And I said, hey, Arlo, can you just take your jacket off? That'd be awesome. And he's like, no. So for the next half an hour, he's sitting there in like mopey, sad, crying mode. And he has like plates of sushi that are in front of him on the table. So Oscar and Luca, my other two kids, and myself, we're eating the sushi. We're having a great conversation. We're having a good time. And here's Arlo moping and trying to like struggle getting his jacket off. And I'm thinking to myself, this is ridiculous. And I told my other two kids, I'm like, hey guys, you see what's going on here? Like, obviously we don't want to give it a lot of attention, but I said, listen, and I showed them the sushi, like a little, the soy sauce dish that we had. And I told them, I'm like, hey guys, in life, there are two sides. You've got one side and the other side. One side is everything is great. There's nothing look at all this amazing beauty and these opportunities. And the flip side is life sucks. I'm a victim. Nothing ever works out for me. The world is bad. And all that matters is which side you choose to focus on. And our youngest son, Arlo, apparently was choosing the wrong side, which wasn't really a very empowering, resourceful position to be in. And I told him, I'm like, listen, man, you're not touching the food until you get this nonsense figured out. So take your jacket off and settle down, and then you can have some food. 30 minutes, okay? So eventually he did, and then he was in a great mood. He had the sushi, and he was happy. So in any given moment in your life, you always have the choice to choose how you feel, right? No one is telling you how to feel. Viktor Frankl, Man's Search for Meaning, terrific book. He was a concentration camp. He was in a concentration camp, obviously, during the Second World War. And the book was written about how no matter what happens around you, nobody can take away the fact that you are the only person who chooses how you feel. And that is a choice. And that's the big thing. It's a choice. It's a choice to feel shitty. It's a choice to feel depressed. It's the choice to feel overwhelmed. It's a choice to feel like a victim. Circumstantially, nothing else changes. The only thing that changes is your choice of how you want to feel. So that was actually a pretty cool car that just drove by. It was like a Mercedes, like a green matte. Anyways, squirrel, right? So the idea here is that no matter how challenging things get, here's the thing, is that we work with a lot of clients, and I want every single one of our clients to win. I want every single one of them to build a 7-figure business. I believe they can. There's no special secret sauce. Like, you follow the right strategy, you get the right coaching, you get plugged into the right community, and you just keep going. And I wish I could say 100% of our clients get amazing results, but they don't. Just like your clients don't all get amazing results. And the only reason why is because they come up with reasons. You can have reasons or results. That's it. And listen, I understand life gets in the way, right? Shit happens, life gets challenging, but it's very, very interesting how many people come up with reasons for why they can't do what they say they want to do. And there's never going to be a good time to do what it is you want to do. There's never going to be a moment in time where the kids are out of the house, everything is great, all the ducks are in a row. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You have to make every moment of every day work for you. And the best way to do that, and I love that Brandy talked about this as well, is that she gets up at 5:30 every morning and she does what matters most. She focuses on herself. She does her meditation, she does her journaling, she gets herself primed for the day so that she's in control of her destiny and she's not a victim to somebody else's agenda, right? And listen, like, the little things in life matter. It's not these massive, big needle movers. It's these little things that you do every single day that compound. It's getting up early. It's spending the first half an hour to 60 minutes of your day focused on you, getting yourself centered, getting yourself focused on your goals, getting yourself focused in gratitude, in whatever you need to do to live each day to the best of your ability. Because listen, a month goes by fairly quickly. 6 months, 12 months, 5 years. I mean, you look back, you're like, where did the time go? And so every single day, you have to be gardening. You have to be gardening in your own mind. You have to pluck out the weeds and you have to put in the good thoughts. You have to spend the time doing this, because this is the only thing. And I keep saying this. I've been very fortunate to be surrounded by some very successful people, not just in the online fitness space, but people like, with massive, several $100 million companies, big time thought leaders, whether it's in passing or if I know them a little bit more familiarly, more friendly, it's all the same. They're not anything different. There's no, like, you have a conversation with these people and it's like, what's so special about this person? There really isn't anything that much more special about what these people are doing, except for the fact that they have between their ears dialed in. They believe in themselves. They don't spend time worrying or not in kind of a negative mindset. If shit hits the fan, they get resourceful. They don't start making excuses. Okay? And it's not rocket science. It's training. You have to condition yourself to respond differently and in a more empowering fashion to life. Okay? You have to be the driver of your life instead of the passenger. A passenger, in our case, is a victim. Someone who says, all of this stuff is happening to me. The driver says, all of this stuff is happening for me. Let me put on some gas. Let me brake. Let me swerve around this crazy cab driver in front of me, right? And that's the secret, guy. It's the secret. It's the secret to living a great life, is taking control of each and every day, doing the best you possibly can to stay focused on what it is you want in your life, having a really optimistic, positive, happy mindset, and everything flows from that. It doesn't matter what it is. Tony Robbins talks about how success is 20% mechanics, 80% psychology. And the more you play this game of life and business, the more you see that's such a reality. It's having the right mindset that allows you to take a bit more risk, to have a bit more courage to step into fear, to do things that, maybe a lot of other people wouldn't do because they don't believe in themselves, right? And the only way you can build confidence is by having courage to take action. But if you're held back in fear, then you can't develop that confidence. You can't develop that capability because you've never had the courage to move through the unknown. So that's the message I want to share with you. I'm not even sure what the message is here, to be honest, as I'm just rambling on. But I'm hoping there's a number of things that are sinking in for you. And most notably is that having more horsepower in a car is a good thing. It helps you get out of sticky situations like I just did. But more importantly is that your success in life is determined by what happens between your ears. And I really, really hope that this message sinks in, that it's your choice. Every single day, it's your choice. No matter what the weather is, no matter what's happening around you, you choose your life. You choose how you want to feel. And based on how you feel, you are going to create things in your life that are amazing or not so much. And as I love about what Abraham Hicks talks about, they talk about negative emotions are a warning sign that bad stuff is coming into your life. And if that doesn't sink in, I don't know what will. So just remember, if you want good stuff in your life, feel good, focus on good, focus on excitement, optimism, hope. Even if things right now aren't what you want them to be, who cares? Focus on what it is you want to create, because you could only ever attract what you focus on. Hey, thanks so much for joining us on this episode of the Healthpreneur podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode, here's what I'd like you to do right now. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the Healthpreneur podcast on iTunes. And while you're there, leave us a rating or review. It helps us get in front of more people and change more lives. And if you're ready to start or scale your health or fitness coaching business and want to start getting in front of more people, working with them at a higher level without trading time for money, then I invite you to check out our free 7-figure health business blueprint training. totally free right now, and you can do so at healthpreneurgroup.com/training. For now, thank you so much for joining us. Continue to be great, do great, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.